Okay, so over here, you actually have two ways. You could either say x squared equals y plus 2, and that's actually the easiest way to do this. But let's not do that. Let's just keep it the way it is and replace this with this. So I have x squared over 4 plus parentheses x squared minus 2 squared over 9 equals 1. In that case, you get this. Now let's multiply everything by 36. In either case, I get 9x squared plus, and this is going to be 4 times x squared minus 2, the quantity squared, equals 36. Now, I forgot last time to put the 36 over just because I made a math error. So do be careful about that. Got 9x squared plus. Now, if I FOIL this out, this is going to be 4 times x to the 4th minus 4x squared plus 4 equals 36. Give the 4 away. And you come up with 4x squared minus 16, sorry, 4x to the 4th minus 16x squared plus 16 equals 36. Let's get everything to one side, 4x to the 4th. Now, this and this make negative 7x squared. Move this over, get negative 20 equals 0. At this point, we put it in the Pythagorean theorem, quadratic formula, my bad. And you get 7 plus or minus the square root of 49 minus 4 times 4 times negative 20. Now, if I take my little calculator and I simply do a little basic math here, 2 negatives make a positive, so 49 plus 16 times 20 should give me, yep, 369. And that's all going to be over, I forgot the 2a bit, so that's going to be 2a, so 2 times 4. So 7 plus or minus square root of 369 all over 8. Now that's going to be what? That is x squared. So if that is x squared, then what I need to do is I need to actually come down and figure out what x equals. X equals square root of 7 plus or minus square root 369 all over 8. Now, once I have x, I need to find y. To find y, I say y equals, and that's x squared minus 2. So I say y equals all this shmoo, and I square it minus 2. Now here's the nice thing. What happens to the square and the square? They cancel out, and so you get y equals, and you get 7 over 8 plus or minus square root 369 over 8 minus 2 over 1. Now I can make that over 8, and I can come up with y equals negative 9 over 8 plus or minus square root 369 over 8. And there's my y values. If I put them all together, I get square root of 7 plus square root 369 over 8. That's plus or minus, by the way, to get both terms in there. And this is also plus or minus because every time I take a square root, it's a plus or minus. Minus 9 plus or minus square root 369 all over 8. There you go. That should be broadly what it looks like. Now, if you went the other way, the numbers might look a little different, but they should be numerically the same. Down here, we need a solution to the following. So I got y squared minus 2y plus blank minus x squared plus 4x plus blank is greater than positive 8. At this point, I can easily say, oh, that's a 1, but I cannot complete the square on this because I have a negative in front of the x squared. I can only complete the squared on a positive squared term. So I'm going to take a negative 1 out, leaving x squared minus 4x plus blank greater than 8. Now, at this point, you say, oh, that's a 4, but 4 makes a negative. Now, I put 1 in here, so I need to put 1 here, put 1 here. Out of 4, but that's actually negative, so minus 4. So we get y minus 1, the quantity squared, minus x minus 2, the quantity squared, greater than 5. At this point, move the 5 over, and that becomes 1. With that, I'm going to graph it. I have 1, 2, and I go root 5. Now, root 5 is approximately 2.4. So 1, 2, and a little bit, 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 box, 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 asymptote, 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 asymptote. Because the y is first, it goes up like this and down like this. Now, already we have an issue because this says y is greater than, so it needs to be dotted. So I got a dotted asymptote. The other thing is I'm going to try putting a 0, 0 in here, see if it works. And if I put in 0, 0, I'm going to get negative 1 squared over 5 minus negative 2 squared over 5 is greater than 1. Let's find out. 1/5 minus 4/5, is that greater than 1? The answer is no. So I don't shade the 0, 0 area. I shade the parts inside. So that should finish everything up and should be good to go.